Oh, there's like a video intro option now where I can do video intros and then have it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do an intro. Then I won't have to do this. Friends, Romans, and Patriots. I haven't done that shit for a while anyway, so fuck off. It doesn't matter. Welcome to the Gay Frog Chat. This is E Honda and friends, where we talk about gay frog things and stuff. I don't know, man. What's up? How you guys doing?
Doing good. How you
I
doing?
am A-okay.
Pretty all right. Pretty all right, man. I've been fucking.
I'm fucking stuffed. I had stuffed my face with barbecue pulled pork sandwiches while ago for the chat.
Do you have any food? Do you ever make food that's not barbecued?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I feel like you're barbecuing
Sometimes it's Mexican.
quite often.
I made my version of an au jus dipping sauce for it, which was fantastic.
I mean, so barbecue is great. That's greasy. You know, if I had that all the time, you know.
Wait
Nothing
a
deep
minute.
fried.
You made a barbecue pulled pork sandwich. Yes,
Yes.
with au jus.
Well, I made the leftover stuff into an au jus dipping sauce that I dipped the bread in and then toasted the bread in the frying pan so it would crunch up.
Jesus Christ, man!
Why?
It just sounds like a lot of calories for a sandwich. That's all. To each
It was
their
fucking
own.
amazing.
Yeah, I bet it was pretty good, but you know, they make them bigger in Texas, don't they? Them Texas girls ain't small boned, are they?
No.
I was actually talking about this the other night with somebody about look at videos from the early 19 teens or whatever, like 1920s, of people in New York City walking around doing their thing. Like the men are all wearing suits. They all have like a suit and a hat and tie and, you know, slacks, and they're on their way to somewhere. All of the women are wearing like nice dresses with bags, and everyone's very proper. What you do not see, not even one, is fat people. There's not a single fat person anywhere. Not one. Not even kind of fat. Everybody
Right.
skinny and fucking. It makes me think that what's going on in America today with our obesity problem isn't necessarily a problem with the food. I'm sorry, with the exercise. It's a problem with the food.
Right. It's all the
food
crap
we're
they put in
eating-
our food these days.
Yes, the additives and shit.
The food that we're eating is poison, and it's affecting people's health in ways that, if you go back 100 years, it wasn't even a thing, you know? Like, it wasn't even a problem. And then here's another thing, too. Like, back then, they didn't have the pesticides that they have today. Back then, they didn't have the GMOs that they have today. Back then, they didn't have the herbicides that they have today. Back then, they didn't have the mass industrial farming techniques that they have today. Back then, they didn't have the chemical food additives that they have today. And all of those things more is adding up to a fucking situation where we, as a country, probably as a species around the world, although I don't think it's everywhere. I don't think every country's as affected as we are here in the United States, is dealing with health problems as a result of this food that's been passed through fucking, you know, law and committee and jurisdictions or whatever the fuck you want to call it, to be fed to us in a way that makes us trust, you know, like we trust the CDC, right? You trust the FDA, you trust these organizations that are set up by the government that are supposed to protect us, that are out to actually fucking protect us from bad actors who would want to make money off of selling us poison and things like that. But the thing is, in 2024, the regulatory committees, the regulatory bodies themselves are bought and paid for by these companies. See, we're back to square one where you can't trust the fucking food.
A lot of our food is banned in other countries, and the food pyramid to me is actually a scam, because they say don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat a bunch of salt, which I find is bullshit because our body needs salt. I mean, I'm not talking about like truckloads of salt, but it's like if you go get sick and go to the hospital, they slam your body full of fucking fluids, which is essentially salt water. They tell you everything's bad that's actually good for you, and what's good for you is bad for you. And then also blame the fast food restaurant industry too.
Well, I know like the food industry made up the food pyramid that we grew up with, right? And if everybody remembers, the base of the food pyramid, at least what it used to be, was grains, was bread. That's the number one thing that they said that people should be eating is like pastas and breads and grains and rice, and above that would be the fruits and vegetables, and above that would be the dairy, and above that would be the meat, right? Or I don't know what was at the very top actually. Maybe it wasn't meat. Maybe meat was further down. I don't know. Point being, they were like, "Hey, everybody, you should just eat a whole fuck ton of bread all the time. You should eat nothing but pasta." And I remember when I played football back in the day, and there were for Pee Wee League football, there were weight limits on different positions that you could play. So you couldn't just get like the biggest kid and make him the quarterback and win every game, which I honestly wish they would have done that. That would have been better. But whatever, they didn't do that. They made it so that if you were one of the heavier kids, you had 2 patches on your shoulder, which meant that you could only be a lineman. And then if you were a little bit lighter, you could have 1 patch on your shoulder, which meant that you could be a running back or receiver or whatever. And then there was 0 patchers who were like, they could be anything, right? Well, I was always like riding the line between single and double patch. So I would have to like cut weight to get to the single patch so I could do other things besides just be a fucking lineman. And they were like, "Okay, little Honda, here's what you should do to lose weight. Don't eat meat. Don't eat vegetables. Don't eat fruit. Eat a whole bunch of pasta. You can have all of the pasta and all of the bread and all of the grains, all of the oatmeal, all of that stuff that you could possibly ever want. Just so load up on that, and you can't have meat. So that sucks." So we would go on this diet, dude, and I'd work my ass off, and I would like do the diet the way that they said to do it, and I would show up to the weigh-in and be like, "Bro, I'm only down like a pound." Like I really fucking committed to this. It feels like I should be fucking, like if it was supposed to work, then it would have worked, but it hasn't really been working. I'm only down a pound. So, and now fast forward to today, and they're like, "Oh, well, you can't eat grains." And then there was the Atkins diet, and now everyone's got celiac disease where they can't eat the fucking bread anymore anyway because the GMOs have changed the bread, like the gluten fucking molecule, to the point where your body doesn't even recognize it as food, and it attacks it and fucking kind of like carcinogen or like fucking like radical in your body that it's got to take care of. So that's going on, and like wonder why
That's
people.
where I kind of wish I would have grown up more like an Amish, because them fuckers are healthy.
Yeah,
because they stayed away from all the.
Well, it also doesn't. It also doesn't help that we have globosite being dumped on everything before it's harvested.
Glyphosate.
Yeah, correct.
I just got prescribed some vitamin D pills. When they checked my blood, they said I was low on that. So
that's what a lot of people's problem actually is they're way too low on a lot of vitamins.
Right, I'm on the D right now.
Honestly, if you just
you got vitamin D, huh?
Yeah.
Some sunlight would help you. Honestly, like that's what the main thing when you're deficient in vitamin D. It's not like you're not getting the nutrition. It's not like you don't have enough milk or whatever that has natural vitamin D in it. It's that your body needs sunlight in order to metabolize that vitamin D into a usable source. And so when you take the vitamin D test and you haven't had enough sunlight, you're going to be deficient.
That would explain something, because I don't leave the house anymore. So
yeah, dude, you should spend probably about a half an hour a day at least, like outside with, a good portion of your skin in the sun, not like all covered up. You know what I mean?
I just don't like going outside anymore.
You got to sun your butthole.
Not in the city. I hate it.
Do you have like a roof on your building? Go up on the roof.
No.
Do you have a backyard?
Yeah.
Do push-ups in the backyard. Go do push-ups and sit-ups for like a half an hour every day.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Honestly, I mean, it wouldn't do you bad. It wouldn't be anything but good for you. Just saying.
Very
Fish
true.
has vitamin D. Yeah, fish oil is good for you. Like the Like the other thing that they put me on when I was deficient of all that stuff was what was it? Krill oil or
Yeah, krill.
Mm-hmm.
krill, as Cory would say, krill.
I take that stuff too. I take fish and krill.
Krill oil. Smells like fucking shit, dude. If you smell that inside of that bottle, it smells like fucking like the nastiest part of the ocean.
Yeah, if you get like the cheaper ones, but if you get the more expensive, it actually is better quality, so it doesn't smell as bad, and you don't, burp up that fishy flavor all day long.
If he's not eating barbecue, he's eating something fried, says Preston. Is that true? It's not fucking barbecue, it's deep fried?
No, I actually don't eat a lot of fried food. I mean, I eat
Covered
fried
in
chicken every once
cheese
in a
and
while,
gravy?
Well, no. What's the Texas definition of fried? First off,
but same as everyone.
Cooked in oil.
yeah, all right.
Cooked in
crispy
oil.
bowl.
Oh, we cook it. Oh. That's what it sounds like to me when you say oils.
Now for Texas, regular deep fried. No, like for Texas, fried just means deep fried.
Did you change the in your car earlier?
Oh,
I
Do
do
you
like
to
cooking with
deep fry your
butter.
chicken in
Fuckers.
Sometimes when you deep fry it, it has too much on it for me. You know what I mean? Because that ends up in the breading of the chicken. How does that sound on your end when I say
Like you're right.
Growing up.
You sound like
Almost
you've been
sound like-
smoking cigarettes for 1,000 years.
right. Almost sound like you was at a Diddy party.
With all that baby oil.
Right.
with all the baby Yep. Sounds better than oil.
You're just mad because I can throw down in the kitchen and cook some damn good food.
I don't know,
That's
man.
all
I'm
it
pretty
is.
good at cooking too. I don't know. You cook some good food though. You do. You do cook some good food, but you make barbecue like all the fucking time. I don't make barbecue like you do. Like I rarely ever
Well,
make
I
barbecue.
didn't. Technically, I didn't actually barbecue the tenderloin. I put because I was in a time crunch. I cooked the tenderloin in my Instapot and just cooked it that way and just basted it with barbecue sauce. I didn't have time to cook it out on the pit tonight.
Sounds
The
like
whole
I don't eat
truth.
barbecue as much as y'all think I do.
You know what? I don't know about y'all, but I'm not.
When's the last time you made a brisket at home?
I'm not a big fan of barbecue sauce. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Been several months ago because they're not cheap anymore.
Well, that's true, but I can't remember the last time I bought a brisket myself. Although I take that back. It's been about a year and a half. I bought a corned beef brisket and made corned beef and cabbage, and the kids were like, ugh! They were saying oil again and again. They kept saying oil to me, the way that you guys say it.
If you ask me, barbecue sauce
Oil.
takes the flavor away of the actual barbecue.
I mean, if it's done right, yes. If it's like good barbecue where it's got that bark on it and it's got that smoke flavor,
Yeah, and the good seasoning.
you put some sauce on it, it almost ruins it. It's like putting ketchup on a fucking.
I don't
nice
ever put barbecue sauce on the meat. It's always on the side. Now I'll baste
Hey, you
with
just dip it.
I'll baste in like apple juice and Dr. Pepper, or I'll make some kind of marinade and baste it, or just use like butter or render down fat tallow. I don't ever slather that shit in barbecue sauce because I'm not a big fan of barbecue sauce.
Do you put sauce on an expensive steak?
Fuck no. If a steak's cooked right and cooked perfectly, it doesn't need anything.
Some people
Now
still
I'll
hate
do
what
that
I
as
do.
an insult. If I put sauce on a steak, I'm purposely trying to insult the chef.
And for me, A1 sauce is just horrible anyway. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
It's all right. I mean, it's good.
It's nasty as hell.
I used to work in
Some
a
of them are.
steakhouse restaurant, right? Like $50 a person back when $50 was $50. Now when it's like 10.
Mhm.
Right.
And we would do this Borson cheese sauce that you could do as like a upsell to the steak, and mushrooms. And oh my fucking god, if you've never had like a Borson, it's like a garlic weird Russian cheese is what it is. It's like a
Mhm.
Russian garlic cheese that you can melt, and it's very meltable and turns into a sauce with a little bit of roux or whatever. And you put that on a steak. Oh my god, dude. Like, a steak's good. With the Borson cheese sauce, it turns it into like next level. But I'm sure like you eat that every day, you turn into fucking Boris Yeltsin. I don't know. You turn all fat and old and gross looking.
I like making compound butter or like cowboy butter for steaks and stuff. It's really good.
You ever watch that like cowboy chef who like cooks out of a fucking wagon and he does a little fucking jig dance when he takes a bite of his stuff and says how good it is? He's like,
Oh yeah,
Boy, Kent Rollins.
what's his name? I don't remember.
Kent Rollins.
Oh my god, that guy's over the top.
He's from Oklahoma.
That makes sense.
Boo. But those fuckers that are on the chuck wagon, they can cook some good food.
You know the other ones that get
They've
me
been
is
doing
like
it forever
the
today.
Louisiana dudes who are like, we're gonna take some onion,
Right.
Some
We're gonna fuck this crawfish.
5 pounds crawfish, 5 pounds of sausage chopped, 5 pounds of onion, sorry,
Onions.
onion.
Yeah, but they still
those
do
are
be
coon
looking good
that
though.
talk that way. Those are coon
They've
asses.
got, like,
They're
instead of
South
having, like a
African.
spatula, the dude's got like an oar. He cooks with it. Like,
Yeah.
like, bro, that's some shit they don't do in Colorado. Not that I've seen anyway.
Ah, I bet
So you can stir your jambalaya and smack your kids.
I know it's so spicy and so good. I know it is.
With some onion.
The first time I ever got drunk with a bunch of my buddies, we were watching the cooking show, and it just happened to be Jamaican jerky. And the lady that's doing the thing, and she says, "When we come back from the break, I'm going to show you how to jerk like a Jamaican." And we all just lost our fucking mind for like 30 minutes. We all just could not stop laughing.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta hawk to a dude.
I haven't
Apparently,
had no good Jamaican jerk in a while.
apparently that bitch has like one of the most popular podcasts in the world now.
She's also
Wait, who
suing
are?
the guy that made her famous now.
The Hawk Tua girl. It's called
Oh.
Talk to Ya or something, or Talk to. I forget what it's called.
Oh God, I can't believe
But,
they gave
I
her a
mean-
pot.
Well, fine, dude, but like it wouldn't be popular if she wasn't actually like fucking entertaining or was, like if she was just like some dumb
True.
broad fucking doing a podcast, everyone would be like, oh yeah, there's this failing podcast called Talk to Ya, or no one would even talk about it. But it's doing really well. So obviously, beyond just getting the notoriety and getting the fucking start from having that fucking one-liner or whatever that went viral, she's managed to actually turn it into something, and good for her, bro. Like, good for fucking her.
Oh yeah, capitalism.
More power to you. Well, did you see in the betting polls, our boy Trump has pulled ahead. There's been a 6-point swing in the last couple of days, and it's been a result of, I think it's been a result of Kamala Harris going on that fucking thing, and then her teleprompter ran out of fucking teleprompt. And so she just stood up. Like, I don't have the clip, but she's like, so we're in the city now. I don't even know what she was saying, dude, but she
He
repeated
was talking
herself,
about
like,
32 days a bunch of times.
yeah, like 32 days. So it's like 32 days till the vote. And then the votes in 32 days. God, I hate her voice.
I did too.
It's like the sound that makes me punch infants. God help us all if I'm in a preemie ward and they start playing Kamala Harris videos. There'll be a bunch of crying preemies.
Then, of course, she went on to that one whore podcast talking about tampons and shit like that and abortion while people are dying in North Carolina. Place else now.
But
Bro,
she's an expert in blowjob.
I'm so nervous about how this fucking, like, the way that it seems like this election's going to go, it's not going to go well. They've done everything that they can to cheat. They've done everything that they can to make it so that you can't fucking question the cheating. They've done everything that they can to make it so that you can't fucking verify whether the cheating actually happened or not. And, I mean, have you heard about the out-of-country votes thing that's happening? Have you guys know about this?
No.
I'm sending the voter ID in California and other states right now.
So traditionally, like 2016 and before, something like 2 to 2.5 million people from around the world who are United States citizens vote in the election, right? They get their absentee mail-in ballot to Dubai or wherever the fuck they live at, and they would send it in, and then their vote would be counted. Mm-hmm. Well, in 2020, that number jumped to around 4.5 million, right? So it basically doubled from every other year that they've ever done votes in the history of voting to all of a sudden in 2020, they managed to get an extra 2 million votes out of it, which was basically double, right? And you would think, okay, like, maybe that's possible. Maybe there's 4.5 million people who around the world are United States citizens who don't live in the fucking country, and like normally that many people wouldn't vote, but there was some huge push that someone did or some new program that they did where they made sure that everybody who was out of the fucking country who was eligible to vote voted or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if that happened, wouldn't there be someone standing up and being like, look how good of a job we did. Look at this organization and the strives that they've done in the last year to fucking make sure that everyone could vote in 2020. Right?
Yeah, you'd for sure want somebody out there that would have the praise and glory for themselves.
Right, but not one person has stepped up and been like, yeah, good job, Common Cause or whatever. You know, not one fucking organization, not one individual, not one program, nothing. No one has taken credit for this. Which means, in my opinion, and I think backed by strong evidence, that was just a bunch of fucking bullshit votes that they were faking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, fast forward to 2024. You know how many out-of-country votes they're expecting this year?
2 or 3 times
6 million?
I guess.
9.5 million. So for every other year that they've ever done it, it's been 2.5 million. 2020, suddenly it doubles. And now 2024, they're expecting it to double again. You don't think that all of those votes are going to go to fucking contested states and areas that are close in voting where they can just be like, oh, well, the Afghanistan vote came in. Look at that. We just had enough. Just barely enough. Oh, looks like we win again. Oh, that sucks, Republicans. Yeah, cry about it, you faggots.
If you're not living in America, but yet you're living in another country, you shouldn't be able to fucking vote. You need to be here, boots on the ground to vote. And you can't tell me there's 9 million people from United States that live abroad.
I'm saying, like, okay, like if you're a United States citizen and for whatever reason you're living in Japan or something and you want to vote in the election, fine, I guess you have the right. But what I would like to see is some direct, verifiable evidence that every single person who actually voted and whose vote counted, who was living in a different country like Japan, was actually a person. And they were actually voting from Japan, and that their vote only counted once, and that they've got a social security number and a birth certificate, and it's all verifiable. Because without that, all of this is in question. And again, I go back to my statement that I've been saying for months now. And that is, no matter who wins, this election will be contested.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And no one's going to accept it on the other side. So if Trump wins, the Democrats will not accept it. They will fight tooth and nail to the bone. They will spend 4 years burning the streets just like they did, last time, and all the other things that they did. If the Democrats win, bro, we already know. We already know that they've done everything that they can possibly do to make sure that they're able to cheat. And if they're able to cheat, you don't think they're going to cheat? Like, it's logical, dude. If you're able to do something and it gives you power and money and notoriety and you have every reason in the fucking world to do it, and the only reason that you have to not do it is because of morality, you know who these people are. Do they have morals?
No.
Anyway.
Their morals are subjective.
And they are manipulated easily.
Well, the thing is, you can even go back before 2020 and see how Democrats were cheating. There's at least one sitting senator right now with a Democrat next to his name that shouldn't be in office right now. It's Sherrod Brown here in Ohio. I have verified proof that motherfucker cheated in 2018, and yet my Secretary of State refuses to actually take the goddamn evidence and arrest this son of a bitch.
We don't care about Ohio.
But that's the thing. It's not even just that, dude. You cannot sit here and tell me that there is not at least 10 Democrat sitting governors right now that are illegally in office from 2022 and before.
Just kidding, Ohio.
That all cheated the way back in office.
I don't doubt
care
that.
about Ohio.
I will say this, that if Matt lives in the butthole of America, which I believe he honestly does, then I gotta say, Ohio, you live in the armpit.
I get the belly button. Score.
It's not as bad as the butthole, but it does kind of stink.
That's a lopsided body there, Muffin, if you're the belly button.
Hey, you're welcome. There's a reason why I am the muffin top.
This is true.
I live in the cleavage, so.
No, I was just about to say that. Like, Colorado is kind of in maybe the midsection
underboob
or something. Right, yeah.
What if you're the cleavage for a dude, though?
Then we're dude cleavage, bro. Gotta fucking own it.
You're in the top
Underboob.
surgery scar area.
There's a group here in Pennsylvania. I think it's called like Take Back the Vote PA, and their reporting on 2020 was several precincts in Pennsylvania had more votes cast than were actually mailed.
Yep.
So, like, how can that not be rock solid proof? And there was a couple of lawsuits that went here in Pennsylvania alone, and they were all like thrown out before the evidence was read because there's been no standing.
Once ago, what they did Trump in 2022.
Like they basically made a catch-22 where you couldn't do anything about how they changed the vote here in PA, because before the election happened, there was no injury, so you couldn't sue on how they were doing the because in our Constitution it says you can't do universal mail-in voting. Well, they called it universal absentee voting, so they're like, well, that's not the same. So after the election, we tried to sue, and the judge was basically like, you're only suing because your guy lost. You could have tried to fix this long before. So they just threw the court case out. So you can't sue before because there's no injury, and you can't sue after because fuck us. That's why.
Yeah, it's too late then. Yeah, because of latches, they call it. I forget what it means. Latches is the reason that they throw it out, though.
The biggest thing is just no judge will put their fucking name on overturning an election. No judge wants to do that. They'll be fucking hauled out in the street by whatever side.
Well, someone needs to have some balls in this
Yeah,
country, bro. Like, let's say you're an appointed judge and you're presiding over a case where there's fraudulent behavior by the government that results in an election going the way that it shouldn't, and that's what the case is about. And you're not willing to to stand on the evidence and make a judgment based upon the evidence that's based, that's the whole point of being a judge and the judicial system in general, is that the law is supposed to be blind. It's not supposed to have political leanings that make its judgments lean one way or another, or the results of like the political outrage from their decisions shouldn't have any basis of meaning or weight in the decisions that they make. It shouldn't, but it does. And because it does, it just shines a light on how fraudulent and bullshit our entire fucking system is, including the judicial system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Like, you guys saw the Rittenhouse trial.
Yeah.
You saw how one-sided and bullshit the fucking state's case was that they were able to make the entire time with your money, by the way, with the money that taxpayers pay, fund every fucking prosecution that's ever been done. And they use the power of the state and the weight of evidence and the way that they do things and fucking objections and bullshit to fucking make a one-sided case against people. And it's only through the grace of God. I mean, I've said it 100 times. Like, Jesus Christ was protecting that kid because he's fucking retarded. That kid is stupid as Forrest fucking Gump. And yet he beat an entire mob of people and got out without a scratch barely, and then beat the entire justice system in spite of the fact that both times everything was stacked against him. Jesus loves that kid. Jesus loves that poor little fucking retard. Anyway, did you guys see this video of people running over a Trump sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I hate Trump too.
Fake
Chad.
news.
But you don't see me out here destroying property.
He's wearing a
Probably
mask. Look at this
illegal.
faggot.
You know what's a fucking crime to have a fucking Trump ban sign in the main line.
I can't believe you said that.
Man, that guy's so cool.
Oh, what is that? Oh my god.
What is that?
He's like, oh, what is that?
The wire went in his tire, didn't it?
No, watch.
No, check it out. They took a 2x4 and put a bunch of nails through it and put that underneath the sign.
Good.
It's not the first time that's happened.
No, but it's fucking awesome though. It's just desserts.
What happened?
Look how mad he gets.
Oh my god.
This must be from a while ago,
What?
These fucking people.
or he's just wearing a mask still.
I have to get to
People
work.
still wear masks.
Don't
People,
Well, you
I
can't
saw
watch
someone
bitch.
at the gym today wearing a fucking mask, dude.
That's just recent because it was a Trump Vance sign that he ran over.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
what's he gonna do? Say, "Oh, I ran over their sign," so you know. Go
I
ahead
think the
and
whole
pay for
thing's
my
fake.
tire.
Yeah, well, here's video. Here's pictures. Here's pictures of the guy pulled over, changing his tire. Here's pictures of the Trump Vance sign ran over with tire marks and 2x4s with nails sticking out of it. I don't know if it's fake. I'm not sure if this is
Serve
fake.
I don't think it's fake.
Well,
That
there was
guy's
a bunch of them
turned
back
red,
in the
man. He
day
was pissed.
where people were putting
Those signs laying down there aren't the
stuff on their
same.
signs.
Those are Trump Pence signs from 2016.
Those are Trump pins right there.
I see those out still. You
And
know what
think-
I see?
I think
I
that
don't
this
fucking know,
incident,
bro. I don't fucking know.
I think
I'm not sure.
it's just a skit.
Yeah, the
only
guy
thing
from the
I
video was
see-
driving a truck.
Yeah,
There's
I
a few
was thinking-
people
I've
with like.
seen that pictures before. Yeah.
I've only seen a few people
Yeah,
with like Harris and Walt signs, and then the rest don't have signs, and that just basically means that everybody without a fucking sign is voting Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bad? I wanted her to fall down the steps just then.
I don't know. They're saying the pressure is finally is. Wait, let me start over. The pressure of her failing campaign is finally getting to Kamala, who appeared distressed as she arrived back in D.C. last night. God damn it! I hate it when they fucking write like that. Who talks like that? Anyway, she had spent the day in Michigan, where she had an event at Fire Hall to celebrate an endorsement from firefighters, which she failed to get.
Fuck
That's
that
pretty funny.
guy.
Yeah, and in the last 24 hours, or maybe it's like 72 or 48 or something, the betting markets have gone from +2 or +3 Kamala to +2 or +3 Trump now. Trump now leads the betting polls, which is the first time since fucking the media threw all of their weight behind Kamala and she had her honeymoon Cinderella period of however many weeks that was when she announced her presidency run, when they did the coup and took the old man out and put her in without a vote.
Fuck camel toe hairs.
Her camel toe is hairy, Corey. You're right.
Did you guys see that Tim Walz doubled down on his school shooter comments?
Yes, he's a fucking.
So he was best friends with David Hogg.
Hey, Leo, I'm going to need you to read this for me.
Jimmy Carter executed. That's not it.
Excited as hell to vote for Kamala. What's
That
the
nigga
next part?
Keep going.
Leo can't
Keep going.
read.
It,
Nah, I
says,
was trying to get him to read it.
it says that nigga dead is what it says. That nigga.
Oh my
dead.
God, Corey!
What Corey is?
Corey, that's
Corey.
a hate crime.
Corey.
No, it's not. Not if you're part black.
What are you, like
From-
5%?
From the waist down.
He has a freckle on his ankle. It doesn't count as being
Damn it,
black.
Corey. I was trying to get Honda to read it. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. I was messing it up so he could read it.
No, I
That
do
nigga
have black ancestors in that we're actually slaves as well.
I just said it. No one flinched. Oh,
If
bro.
it keeps growing, Corey, it's not a freckle.
It
It's cancer.
wouldn't be the first tumor I have, so.
When the blood
It's not a
memory,
tumor.
when the blood memory kicks in, the moose backs
Moose is
down.
like, oh shit.
Like, I remember that from cavemen.
I was about to say, is it the human blood memory or the moose blood memory?
Both.
I didn't know blood memory was real, but apparently it is.
Now he's a sand people.
That's ballsy there.
That if that guy didn't get laid that night, there's country's not worth saving.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding
right.
me? That gal is turned on like a faucet right now.
Dude, have you ever fucking seen a moose up close?
Yes.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're scary as fuck.
They're like 7
was
feet
not-
tall at the shoulder, bro.
My wife's granddad has one mounted by his chair that he sets at every night.
Your wife's grandfather fucked a moose?
No, he mounted a moose.
Yeah,
after a hunting camel, and then he fucked it.
He barebacked that bitch.
Yeah. He put a
Got
flashlight
him.
in the mouth. None of us know what's going on.
So that one might have been a juvenile, right? Because that one wasn't that big.
That one, yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, that's like a
Yeah,
young
it's a baby.
female or something.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a full grown one would have just ran right
that,
over.
that guy would like be up to its shoulder with the top of its head.
Have y'all ever eaten moose before?
Yes.
No.
Unfortunately, not.
It's
I've
would.
heard that the nose of a moose is actually the best portion of it.
Would you quit eating weird shit, Corey, and eat normal shit?
Maybe someone
I've
sent
never had
Corey
moose
a
before.
moose
I've
nose so that Corey can barbecue it for us and tell us how.
Yeah, that nose was a good victual.
Corey's nose.
Hey,
Corey knows.
I'm always.
Corey's taste buds are Asian.
Some kind
They
of
call
food
you
that tastes
Pinocchio,
warm.
You
baby.
take that snout and you fry it in some
From the oil field.
and then you take the fried snout, and you barbecue that fucker with some sauce, and you tell us how it is.
And some collard greens. You do that for about 14 to 16 hours. And
Hey,
then
I
you
love
eat.
Does it have
collard-
moose boogers? Does it have
I
moose
love me
boogers
some
on the
collard
inside?
Corey.
All right, everybody listen to Elon Musk. He's the smartest man in the world.
Yeah, fuck that piece of shit.
Oh, yeah? Listen to him and see if you still say that after this.
If people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
And that was him realizing at the very end that now he's on a government watch list.
Ooh.
But
Here, I
yes,
thought we were a constitutional republic.
that is Elon Musk, African American. Elon Musk, literally, he's from South Africa,
Right.
advocating for both the First and the Second Amendment,
Just placating.
Why do you hate Elon Musk? What did he do to you?
He's a fucking
Show us on the
piece
doll
of
where
shit.
Elon Musk touched you, Corey.
He's a fucking worthless piece of shit. He just says what he has to say to fucking act like he's part of the people when he's not. He don't give two shits about us.
Bro,
he wastes
literally
fucking more money than
He
anyone
brought
else.
jobs to your state.
A
He put-
fuckload of jobs to your
so
state.
much money down on the line to ensure that we have freedom of speech by buying Twitter. And everyone was like, dude, that's the dumbest shit that you could do. And he was like, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway.
I think he's just got too many people fooled. He's not a good person.
Out against the fucking woke mob so many fucking times and like put his companies and his fortune at risk by doing so. And the only other high profile fucking billionaire that I can think of doing anything like that is Trump. I think they're cut of the same cloth. And I believe in both of them myself.
Both within
Well, the difference between both of them, yes, they are rich. Trump's actually given millions of dollars to fucking just random people. I don't think Elon's ever done that. He wastes more.
Elon's trying to give free internet to all of the people impacted by Helene.
Yeah, dude. He gave
he did
away
something
Starlink
free.
to
Yeah,
all
he
the
did.
people who were like, oh, I can't like get a hold of anybody because the power's out. Okay, here's Starlink and a generator. Thank
Yeah,
you,
he-
Elon Musk. Oh, you're an asshole. You never did shit for anybody. All
Yeah.
you ever did was like create a company that made electric cars and fucking rockets and
That are
tunnels
worthless.
and all the other shit that he's done that's so great for humanity, and he's only planning on fucking taking us to Mars. I mean, yeah, he never did shit. You're right.
He only has, small houses that you or I could actually afford and set up, and he lives in one to test it out that runs completely on solar, so you don't have to pay the government an electric bill. He put up millions of satellites. Well, I don't know the number, but, a lot of satellites, so that way everybody could have internet access, out of his free fucking will. He's just a dick.
He already gave free internet to the res kids so they could have high-speed internet.
The who?
Indian kids on reservations.
Feather, not dot, Corey.
It sounded like you said Riz. Like R-I-Z.
He's the Rizzler, Corey.
the
User.
I'm not saying suck him off, but like for a rich guy that could choose to not care about anything, he chooses to care about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look at fucking like Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Bro.
10 years, he's Batman. Call it.
Like Mark Cuban, billionaire. Mark Cuban, smart, presumably, right? What is Mark Cuban doing with his money? Oh, he's just using it to invest it to make more money for himself.
Exactly.
What is Mark Cuban doing for society? Oh, it turns out he's like helping the Democrats and going on.
Yeah,
talk
he's not a
shows
good
and-
dude either.
But
Yeah, I like Cuban.
Bullshit, Corey. You love
Or-
that show.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to talk about someone who's a piece of shit who literally hasn't done shit for society, who fucking just like has money and uses his money to like make money, and that's all he does is have money. Like, good job, you have money. Still a piece of shit. I'm sure he's given money to something that's good or whatever, but I mean, fuck, dude, if you got billions of dollars, it's hard not to give money away to someone who needs it, I would think. Unless you're Mr. Burns. Daniel dropped in 5 and said he also said he will spend an entire fortune to ensure that humanity is multiplanetary.
Yeah, okay.
I love Elon Musk, bro. I don't care what you say, Corey. You're wrong.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinions. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and yours is wrong, and that's fine.
Yeah, Corey. Why don't you just start speaking
Not really.
Mohican? Because that's where you're going to be in a couple.
I mean, if you had like some argument that I could listen to, I would listen to it. I haven't heard it though.
Out there somewhere is a giant asteroid with our name on it, and it's just a matter of when, not if. And if it's big enough, there's nowhere on the planet to be where you're going to survive. So if we're not multiplanetary, we're going to get wiped out again.
Well, it's not even just asteroids at this point. Solar flares could take out our tech like right now, if a big enough one hits us right now, because it's I forget what the layer is on the outside of the Earth. That's been.
I don't think that's
completed over the
not going
decades
to
and
wipe
stuff
out
like that.
humanity, though.
Atmosphere.
Well, no. What I'm saying is though, it will take out a lot of humanity though, because of how many people are actually needing electricity and stuff like that to live, even for that matter anymore.
Well, there
Yeah.
was the
Talking
Carrington
about
effect. Carrington event was what, like 1905 or something like that?
It was like 1850 something.
Okay,
And
even
that's
older
about
than that.
What
telegraphs and
again?
whatnot.
You both wrong.
So the Carrington
Wait,
event
for what
was
again?
basically a giant fucking solar flare that the sun sent out that hit the Earth and took out, at the time, all of the communication wires that we had, which were basically telegraphs. So we had telegraphs that were strung out from basically London to New York and like across the country, and other countries had them too, and they all got taken out at the same time. And that was the worst that happened, right? With some telegraphs that used to work so that you could telegraph your buddy in New York or whatever, suddenly didn't work. No one had electricity. No one had fucking internet. No one had like a blender and a heater and stuff that runs off of Wi-Fi. And I don't know, dude. Like the effect back then was fairly minimal. People still had everything that they needed to live. The effect now, if that happened, would be detrimental. And the thing is, there is in the geologic record events of magnitudes way, way, way higher and above the Carrington event that basically it was so intense that parts of the surface of the Earth got fried from the fucking heat from the sun's solar flares, right?
Who's having sex with a slinky right now?
I don't know,
Yeah, I
dude.
was digging a fucking hole.
I'm stirring a fire. Sorry.
Well, you should mute yourself when you're doing that.
Sorry. Sorry.
Anyway, so you can see this in the geological record. It happens periodically. It happens every now and again. And the Carrington event that happened within living, or I guess not living, but historical memory fucking doesn't even show up. Like that kind of shit happens way more often. And there's no, like, what am I trying to say here? The intensity of what could happen is not even known to us. Like it could happen, and it has happened, and it will happen again.
Well, if you guys remember about a year ago when there was that one solar flare that was going to hit America, and Alex Jones and other people were predicting it was going to be like this massive event or whatever, there was guys that came on to a show the next day or during that event or whatever it was, and specifically were talking about how it was the outer layers of the Earth getting bombarded so much by this stuff that it's taken a regular solar flare now that's like 20 times more powerful than it used to be because of that, because we have no protection anymore.
Well, I'll let you know that's bullshit.
No, that's not true, dude. We totally have protection because it's not the outer layers of the Earth that protect us. It's the fucking electromagnetic fucking. It's the fact that we have iron in the core of the planet, and when you take your compass out, it points north, right? And that reaches way out into space, way further than our satellites, way further than like our fucking spaceships, almost to the moon, right? And when these charged particles from the sun, which stream out constantly, interact with that magnetic sphere, you get the aurora borealis, you get the northern lights, you get the southern lights, you get these reactions that happen, and it happens regularly. Occasionally, you get a fucking flare-up that is so powerful that it overwhelms that magnetic sphere, that material coming in is coming in with such a force and such speed and such magnitude that it defeats that. Think of it like a shield, like on the fucking Enterprise, right? Like there's just phasers coming in, and eventually the phasers get through the shield. Like that's what's happening. But as soon as the phasers stop, as soon as those electromagnetic particles stop coming in and bombarding the fucking atmosphere, like the sphere of electromagnetic protection that we have from the core of the Earth being iron is still there. It's not like it goes away. I could see how it would strip. Like, here's one thing that it does is that those highly charged particles that are moving at nearly the speed of light, when they hit the outer atmosphere, they take little bits of it with it. So that's why Mars, for instance, doesn't have much of an atmosphere at all, because they don't have that charged iron core that provides a electromagnetic barrier. So when the solar winds come in, it just sweeps away all their atmosphere, and then eventually they don't have any, And if we were able to, and this is the problem with like terraforming on Mars, you melt the poles, you hit it with nukes, you send a fucking comet in and crash it into Mars, you get an atmosphere going. couple hundred years or 1,000 years or however long it is, the solar winds blow all of that atmosphere away. So you got to continually add more or live inside bubbles, or I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what the answer is.
Here's the really every chemical compound we have on this earth, everybody says, oh my gosh, all of our chemicals and emissions and blah, blah, blah are destroying the ozone, which is in the 5th layer of the atmosphere. Most things don't survive past the 3rd or 4th layer of the atmosphere. And me being an HVAC tech guy and the EPA getting super duper gay about all of our refrigerant because Obama came in and tried to make everything super green, including our vehicles and cash for clunkers and a whole bunch of other stupid shit because he's retarded. Most things don't survive past the 3rd fucking layer of the atmosphere, so we cannot erode the 5th layer of the atmosphere, which is our quote-unquote protection. So, don't worry about all the fucking chemicals and shit. Do your whippets, do whatever the fuck you want. It literally cannot survive in that level of atmosphere. You can do basic 8th grade science to find out when your molecules of every fucking whenever you learned about the fucking what's the fuck's that table called?
Periodic table?
Periodic table of elements.
Yes, that fucking there's only so many things can exist in that layer of atmosphere, and nothing we do here fucking gets up there. So don't worry about that bullshit.
Do you guys remember back in the early 90s and mid 90s how all of the talk all of the time was about the hole in the ozone layer?
You're underwater.
You guys remember this?
You're underwater.
You guys remember the hole in the ozone layer from the 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
They say
It's going to be the end of the world and how it's growing and getting bigger, and pretty soon there will be no ozone.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's impossible to get to that layer.
You guys remember how they don't talk about that anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know why they don't talk about that anymore?
Because it healed itself.
Because the ozone layer healed itself. Yes, that's correct. Now there is basically no hole in the ozone layer, and everything's fine.
Right. They're retarded.
Oh, and by the way, the increase in carbon. You guys know how much percentage the atmosphere is of CO2? Is it like 5%, 10, 20?
Do Google.
Bunch.
Well, the answer is 0.5, or is it 0.05? It's either 0.5 or 0.05%. Hold on, let me Google it, actually. Now that I'm saying this on a chat, I have to be...
Jason J says 0.2.
I do know it was like 20 times higher back when the dinosaurs were here. That's why everything grew so big.
Yeah, them farts were tearing up the ozone something fierce.
All the megafauna.
Okay, so it is 0.04%, 420 parts per million CO2. Up from 280 parts per million 10,000 years ago. They can test this by looking at the polar caps, the ice cores that they pulled from there, the little ice bubbles, the bubbles inside of the ice. They can test that to see exactly how much carbon dioxide was in the ice 10,000 years ago. And it turns out that it's gone from 0.003% to 0.004%.
Calhoun knows.
And that is the entire thing that everyone's fucking pissed about. Calhoun says, Tactical Muffin Top is right. I can confirm as an unlicensed HVAC armature. I've released enough refrigerant to single-handedly put a hole in the ozone.
You're doing the Lord's work, Calhoun. Keep on going, baby.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, because the EPA, you got to weigh it out and take it and get destroyed. You know what they do when they destroy it? They quote unquote incinerate all the refrigerant to the point where it can't release into the atmosphere. Right. Well, there's things in the refrigerant that can't be incinerated. So,
well, we're also supposed to, okay, call me Exxon Valdez Honda or whatever, but you're supposed to take your oil to the part store with you, your used oil. When you change your oil, you're supposed to save it and keep it. We always just dug a hole.
Good song right there, baby. I'll kiss you.
dug a hole in the backyard, and that's the spot where nothing grows. That's fine.
Cory uses it to smoke his meat.
The oil.
Yeah, the oil. Good old oil smoked burgers.
If you look in the
Just give it to
repair
your neighbor
manuals
and he
for
burns
some,
it up.
if you look in the repair manuals for some of the older vehicles, it told you to dig a hole and like put some gravel in there and some sand, and that's where you dumped your oil.
Right. That's what my grandpa did. That's what my dad did. That's what they were taught. And that's what they taught me.
You're a bad, bad man, Honda.
Here's all of the villains that Captain Jack Sparrow defeated. That last one was a doozy.
There was Dookie in the ship.
Yeah, she shit in his bed, bro.
She shitted on him.
Would you still sleep with her if she was interested in you?
No.
Yes.
Are you serious? A woman, I don't care if she's a 10 out of 10 year absolute dream girl and she shits in your fucking bed. There is no respect. You need to rub her nose in it and put her out fucking side with the rest of the bitches, okay?
I think she was voted like most beautiful woman in the world or something like that, wasn't she?
Rub her nose in it, then you spank her and tell her naughty girl.
No.
Bad girl. Bad girl. Naughty.
Your love of the flesh does not meet that of her mentality, sir.
I mean, are we talking like pump it and dump it and leave, or are we trying to make a relationship out of this? Because if you're pumping and dumping, I think you're fine. If you're trying to make the relationship, that's where you're.
She's doing more than dumping, bro.
Wait, what is her net worth again for Amber Heard?
Not nothing now. She's fucking broke.
Yeah,
she didn't have enough money to pay it off.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, she's negative net value, bro.
Yeah, but all those rich people, they hide money. They got money someplace that can't be touched.
She's gonna have to start hoarding herself out to like people like you, Leo, to make it up.
Oh,
exactly 1 month from today, we can make this a reality again.
Oh man,
please, please,
good.
God, please,
those
please,
videos
please.
were so good.
I've seen what you've done for other people.
Oh damn right, she's not even in the millions. She's at 500,000 net worth.
Oh,
Ooh.
She's literally crying. She's crying.
A lot of
he looks like he's gonna cry.
He doesn't give a shit. He just has to act like it because he's banging
crying.
that puss.
All the bitches are crying. Let's make the bitches cry.
Those are the ones that sit at home all day and do nothing but watch the news.
Can we make the women cry? Make the women cry again. That should be. It's not MAGA. It's Mwaka.
That's not true, Muffet Top. Half of them are baristas.
Yeah, they work there 10 hours a week.
You didn't cry tears of joy then?
No, I went to work like a normal person.
All right, here we have
the next day
map of the United States with each state's shark attack values.
Cory.
Right? So we have Florida down here with the most shark attacks. North and South Carolina also shark attacks. Virginia, New York, Georgia, Alabama, all those states, shark attacks. Louisiana, Texas, California, Oregon, Washington. Makes sense.
Wait. Those ones that are light fucking colored have
what the fuck is going on in Illinois?
Oh shit! What are they importing sharks to throw at people?
It's it's the Mississippi River. They're
Right,
something weird is going on. They're swimming up the freshwater rivers.
It's called bull sharks. They can actually swim freshwater.
Yeah.
Nope, it's zoo attacks. I like to think people are killing their coworkers in the tanks.
In the woods of Missouri.
That's some scary woods, bro. If Duke seen that, dude, he would be terrified.
Yeah, Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky.
KF
That's pretty
finger
funny.
licking good shark. Nice.
The woods in Missouri, apparently.
If I seen a fucking shark in the woods,
I could see if it was like SeaWorld or something, maybe. That would make sense.
All right, everyone, listen to Hillary Clinton.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs that they should.
First of all, look at this dude's eyes. Why does he look like he just saw a fucking ghost?
Look at his head.
Because
Like,
like
his
his
eyes
eyes
are like
demonic evil.
you can
Or
see.
it
looks like a-
So Duke has said this before in the past. If you can see the white above someone's pupil,
They're crazy.
they're crazy and they're probably going to try to hurt you, and you should probably look out. You can see the white above this guy's pupil.
Shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm. We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly...
Oh, it's playing again. I was like, didn't she just say
Dude,
that?
look at her. What's that in the background in her office? That like Saudi fucking prayer rug looking thing? Yeah.
That's weird.
simple
She
view
loves
that if
Muslims.
the platforms, whether it's Facebook...
Is that a picture or is that a TV?
I don't know.
It looks like a picture of some kind. It's like
or Twitter.
like in the place.
Also, to all the DIYers, look, Hillary Clinton has the dark green paint. It's time to change it up.
It looks
Just saying.
photoshopped in that picture.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody printed off a picture and like slid it into a slot.
Right? It's like taped. You can see like the tape. Like that's covering up like a head or like a bunch of aquarium full of heads or some shit.
Yeah, no, it's
probably.
it's the entrance to the sacrifice/sex dungeon.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
covering up something in the back.
Sacrifice me first. Jesus Christ.
Probably
No,
some communist
sacrifice
symbols.
comes second.
No, dude. You want to have
That
sex
anchor.
with that?
Hillary
Oh
comes.
my
That anchor was thinking like he was beat her up.
Yuck.
Military Owners channel posting about his wife again.
Oh, this is so funny, dude. This is fucking hilarious.
As I was saying,
Isn't that great? I laughed like fucking
It's a
5
beautiful
minutes. As I was saying.
as I was saying,
That's great.
He's got some big nuts, bro.
Yes, he
I
does.
think if I was in that back, I would have ducked still. Like as he was saying.
But you can tell the difference between this time around is he actually had the glass cage around him for the bulletproof plexiglass.
And there's snipers on the sloped roof.
That the director said was impossible because it's too sloped, so they couldn't put no one up there.
Yes, that 2-degree slope was just fucking baller, bro.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's a team back on the fucking water tower too.
There wasn't, as far as I'm aware.
Well, whatever. He was also protected by plexiglass all around him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still gaps too. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, he's good from COVID too. He's ready to rock.
here we have a depiction of FEMA helping some people.
That's such bullshit. That's so true.
Yeah, FEMA's under a lot of hot water right now.
The con before the storm. Feds say there's no money left for hurricanes after it spent $1.4 billion on immigrants.
No
I was
shit.
watching this thing. It was actually from like 3 years ago, where our vice commander in chief, Kamala Harris, was on TV talking about how they had such a successful job of converting FEMA into helping out immigrants, migrants, whatever the fuck they're calling them now. I call them illegal aliens.
Illegals.
Illegals, whatever.
Illegals.
Yeah, they're helping these illegals out with all the FEMA money. And all the FEMA people have been repurposed, retasked at helping settle these people into a town near you.
Mm-hmm.
And now when there's an actual emergency, there ain't shit that you can do about it. Oh, and here's one more thing. A couple months ago, and I talked about this the other day, Ukraine's power got knocked out by Russia during the war that we're funding against Russia in Ukraine. And so as a result of that, we sent all of our reserve transformers that we had, right, all which take years to build. Like these transformers take at least 2 years to build a new one. And we had these like modular transformers that in the case of an emergency, we can basically fly them in on a helicopter, drop them in place, hook up the wires, and guess what? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Area's got fucking electricity again. No big deal. Well, we gave all of them to Ukraine because Ukraine's power was out and Ukraine's the 51st state, apparently. And when this disaster happened and all of these transformers got knocked out and all of these areas are now without power, they don't have the materials to replace the damaged transformers. They don't have the ability to turn the power back on for large areas of the United States. And as far as I understand, it's going to be years until they're able to do so.
Correct. They have to reinforce bridges and railways that have washed away, so they have to make those new way before they can even haul those things in. And most of them come from Germany. And they're not just sitting on a shelf. They have to be made.
Well, my understanding was that we had some on a shelf for this kind of situation. Right? We had emergency backups for the case of an emergency. Mm-hmm. And then Ukraine, okay, send them to Ukraine. Oop, we had an emergency. Fuck.
Yep. I've talked about this on so many live streams. People don't understand, like, just like the civil engineering part of this country, how fucked we are because we don't make anything here. And we don't even have the parts to refurbish shit that we're trying to, like, have in reserve.
Yeah, so if you live in one of these areas that's without power,
you might as well.
I'm not saying that you're fucked and you're never going to get power back, but you might be fucked and you might never get power back. Like, ever. So, good job, Kamala. No wonder she's
Kamala
behind points
can
now.
swallow.
The substations are the ones that take fucking long time to really make or repair or replace because those bitches are expensive and does take a while. The transformers, not so much.
No, some of the transformers are
the really bigger ones, yes, but transformers themselves, you know.
Well, if you subscribe to the conspiracy theory that really isn't a conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy fact. They're trying to run those people off. You're not really worried about replacing,
right? Because they're sitting on
utilities there.
There's basically a bunch of lithium underneath them, and they're like, "Oh, we just had this contract. I heard about this to like mine all this lithium, but all these people live here."
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! You got hit by a hurricane. Oh man! And then did you guys hear about the $750 that everyone's getting?
No, they can't get it.
That's immediate aid.
Well, the thing is, in the small print, when you sign the paperwork and receive your $750, supposedly, and I don't know this for a fact, but supposedly, the $750 is not aid; it's a loan. And if you do not pay back your $750 loan, they take your property from you. Supposedly, that's the conspiracy theory that's been going around now, is that if you accept the $750, you better fucking pay it back or they're going to take your house.
Well, there was a guy who confirmed this already who was, I forget what kind of government official type, because he admitted that you can look into it with a magnifying glass and you can find out the small print where it says all that stuff in there, because they did this before with, I forget which one, maybe Hurricane Sandy or something back in the day.
All right, well, on another conspiracy theory, I guess the things that are growing inside of people's veins, it's not going away. It's still a thing. Here's another collection of them from a mortician.
September the 30th.
Who, from September the 30th, has collected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different individuals who he's done mortician work on recently. This is what's come out of their veins.
Did they all die suddenly?
What's that?
Did they all die suddenly?
Yeah, that's still going on, and the excess deaths are still a thing. The number of people who are dying versus what are expected to die in this country is still well beyond what they ever thought that it should be. But now it's becoming the new normal. Is just like, oh, I guess the average age at death in the United States is just continually plummeting. And I don't know, like part of that's fentanyl. You know, how many people died last year from fentanyl overdoses? About 100,000 is the answer. And they're saying that this year it's actually down. And I think that the only reason that it could possibly be down from last year is that the people who do heroin are all dead. So you kill enough people who do heroin, eventually you don't have all the people doing heroin anymore, right?
Yeah.
I saw an article earlier that they were trying to blame vaping. They said it's not the vaccine that's causing the 18-year-old athletes to die. It's possibly the vaping. They're doing everything they can to deflect away from this.
Yeah.
Oh, we have town in Tennessee where horrified onlookers watch as caskets get swept away by the water that flowed through a local cemetery.
And fastest grandma ever moved.
Yeah, and it excavated the bodies out. That's pretty fucking horrifying.
Great. Now everywhere's going to be haunted.
Did you guys see
That's why in Louisiana they bury them in mausoleums.
I just feel like that would have been dirtier if it was actually in the ground.
Well, it's been washed up.
My impression was that came out of like a mortuary or something like that.
It could have been a funeral home that got wiped out. They had like display caskets on their shelves and stuff like that.
Well, Pat, I don't know how it is where you live, Pat, but here the casket actually goes inside of like a liner box before the dirt goes on top. So you're not ever like your casket doesn't ever touch dirt.
Oh, I always thought that was just an option.
I just figured I'm going in the fireplace.
I think it depends on like what the geological survey in your area determines as far as like water table and.
Well, that guy got one last ride, didn't he?
What happens if that hits your car? Like, what do you tell your insurance adjuster? Aflac, you're never going to fucking believe this.
Or somebody got a free coffin. Just in case.
Yeah, those are expensive.
And that's how those people are going to lose their houses. They don't have flood insurance. Like they're all finding out they don't have coverage.
Yep.
I saw a story of these people that lived on a river, so they did buy flood insurance, and then a fucking mudslide took out their house, and they're not covered.
Yep.
Insurance does everything to fuck you. Pay him your whole life.
That ought to not be fair.
Out.
Keep talking. I got to pee.
So anyway, Honda's taking a pee.
A pee.
Did you guys see we almost had a terrorist attack in Texas today?
Almost a church shooting.
Two Islamic guys
Has
showed up
it been-
to the church apparently and got shot off by the security is what it was.
Has it been confirmed they were Islamic? Because I just heard two dudes with
According to the church's statement, it
balaclavas.
says two Muslim dudes in turbans.
Church security, just like people.
Yeah.
Like the dude that stopped the massacre in Texas that one time. With the
police said he fired 3 shots and then they drove off because he saw them like retrieving rifles from the car.
Yep, opposition just a little bit.
The fuck are you talking about?
There was almost a terrorist attack in a Texas church today by Islam.
Oh shit! Who called that shit? Who fucking called that
It's
shit?
supposed to be
Who
tomorrow.
fucking called that shit?
Hey Pat, you got
You're
that
supposed to
folding
say
bike,
Honda
right?
called that shit because I fucking called that shit. Fucking
I've been saying it for months.
Yeah, I've been saying it for like 3 years that we're gonna have an X factors of terror cells in this country, dude.
All right, we're all right then. Jesus. We can all have credit for being right about this one.
Get off your motorcycle, Honda. We're all talking about the same thing. I'd say you're high
Aren't
horse.
you
You
all
don't have a
glad?
horse.
My high motorcycle.
Yeah, get off your. Yeah, you have a high motorcycle. You're in Colorado, bro. Nice.
Gerald Cagney dropped in $5. Said, "Hell yes, casket water rafting. Wonder what level that is."
Dead. The level is dead.
Yeah.
Yo, Pat, now that you got that folding bike, you know what you could totally do? If you could get a piece to fit in, take the seat off and just put your piece in like a little Ziploc bag that you can pull out with a string and put it in there and just have that on your rig. Nobody's going to know.
The frame is actually bigger.
Yeah, I seen. You can probably squeeze. I mean, even if it's just a pistol, but just take it apart and slide it down there. You know.
What kind of bike is it? Is it one of those Electrons?
No, it's just a regular folding pedal bike that I'm going to put in my truck, just so I have something to bug out on.
EMP.
Dude, they make a front hub electric motor that you can buy to put on just a regular pedal bike.
I was looking at those, but the wheels on mine are kind of small. They're only like 14 or 15 inch. And they're also like $1,000 if you get a nice one.
I'm sure it's not cheap, but it does. I'm sure. I think the way it works is that you give them the dimension of your wheels or your front wheel or whatever, and they build it and send it to you. So you get a new front wheel to put on your bike that's got everything included on it.
Yeah, I had just looked on Amazon. I didn't look at anything custom.
But if you're over the road guy, especially like a trucker dude, a bike is the way to go. Seriously. So that was a good pickup on your end, Pat.
And even if it's not like to bug out, it's, if you want to go to the gas station down the street.
Right. I do want to say this. I have a friend in North Carolina, and I got a little update. They ran out of fuel, but they're supposed to get power back tomorrow. And they said some shit's kind of getting freaky over there. They've been doing patrols on their property. They didn't have like any trees that were going to fall in their immediate area, but they have a shitload of trees down. So like they didn't hit the house, but like all around them. They said like all the power poles are fucked. Yeah, they went out the second day, I guess, and they still were able to buy a generator and enough fuel to run it for about 9 days. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's they got pretty lucky, but
Well, what's going on with this? Did the strike end, or what's going on? I've been busy. I don't know.
Renegotiating terms.
Cocksuckers waited.
January.
So they postponed it
Not
until
everybody at
January.
Everybody's talking once, so no one knows what's going on. Go.
It was
all right, and then Leo.
Now, well, what happened was.
All right, now one person who knows what's going on, tell us.
It was postponed till January, and I was thinking about this because it lasted for about 60 hours, give or take. And there's been talk. There's a lot of sex trafficking, kids, women, etc., in the shipping containers of these ports and stuff like that. I'm kind of seriously wondering if we weren't doing some kind of a weird like DIA rescue operation when the shit was going on.
Not off the fucking books. Get out of here, Ohio. This is the big thing. Every 12-hour increment that they were on strike put our shipping and handling behind 6 days. So all the boats building up on top of that take even longer. So roughly the 60-hour period, we're behind about 3 weeks ish on natural shipping. So everybody went out and panic bought. So there's going to be a lull in between when shit gets filled. So be prepared for that. Also, any produce, things like that we're shipping, or maybe even electronics that are not rated for sea weather, are going to have a lot of warranties coming up. So get ready for that. Second off, they negotiated terms at like 60-some% of what they wanted, but they're going to renegotiate January 15th. So depending on how the election goes, they could drop the bomb in somebody's lap and we're all fucked again.
Yeah.
So not all the fucking kids conspiracy. This is what's actually going to affect everybody in this country. 100%.
And they're all cocksuckers. They should be.
They are all cocksuckers.
I mean, I was at the store today, and I live in Colorado, so I don't think it like the shipping that we get mostly comes from, I think, California, from West Coast, not from the East Coast.
I don't know. We're already out of toilet paper in Nebraska, so.
And I mean, I was at the store today. I did see an Asian lady who had at Costco an entire Costco fucking grocery cart full of toilet paper.
Right, which is stupid. We make it domestically.
Exactly.
I didn't understand that. Like, I don't know, bro. Like I'm not worried about toilet paper. That's not the
everybody uses a bidet in the world except for us. Like,
right, if I run out of toilet paper, I will take a shower and clean my butthole out with soap and water. It's fine.
Go
I have
ahead,
to
Law.
have to take a shower after you poop. That's
You
all.
you can get a bidet at Walmart for like $30.
I don't like bidets, man.
I
There's
got a
something
garden
about
hose.
water up my butthole that other people's butthole
Get
water.
one
gets
of the
you know what I mean?
Get
It's
one
like
of the nice ones that's heated water, and you barely even feel it because it's just the right temperature.
No, I want the
Yeah,
shock.
again, I just have some kind of weird hang up about butthole water being shot up my butthole from a hose that other people's hose butthole water gets shot up their butthole too.
Honda, it's
And
not from hose.
and I'm
It's
assuming
from
that
the
there's gotta be
freshwater
some
line.
kind of-
Come on.
I love it when I'm talking in the middle of a sentence and everyone just thinks that it's their turn. It's
You're being
awesome.
ridiculous.
It's awesome. Whatever. It's cool. I'm done with that point anyway. Oh,
Go buy
yeah.
a bidet.
Yeah, go
Big
fuck
and
yourself.
accurate.
Like, look how bad this is, though. This is Asheville.
Mm-hmm.
The level of destruction is insane. And this is, what, 400 miles inland?
Read Ghost Shadows.
Yeah.
You read it.
Honda, the bidet in Alaska is ice cold water.
Man, this is crazy.
One,
Yep.
How
what
can you
should
guys see
terrify
the?
you is there's 3 more storms coming.
Yep.
How do you guys see the YouTube chats? Are you watching on YouTube also?
No.
The little comments box.
Are you on your
The chat
phone?
lot.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah,
That's why you can't see it.
Oh, comments. There we go.
Don't click it, otherwise it kicks you out. Oh, he clicked it.
Nightmarish, deadly disaster zones across 5 states. Many millions without power. Thousands missing, presumed dead. How many people are dead from this? There's still 500 people missing, but it's like
It's almost
200 dead.
150 at last count.
It's over
150.
I'm pretty sure it's over 200.
And then I was also seeing this thing. They were talking about, I don't know what river or what reservoir it was that they had dammed up, but they had to release the water because of how much water was coming into the reservoir. They were afraid of it topping over the reservoir. And it was actually water from that reservoir that hit these towns and flooded a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I think 3 dams reached critical. They had to let them loose. And then they actually had issues with physical beavers actually damming up some of these issues and making it worse. So they had to go fuck up beaver dams to try and stop them from blocking the waterway.
Yeah, I was
As of
thinking, man, how
yesterday,
many
the total raised
animals have
227.
died?
A
I was
lot.
thinking, how many animals died? Man.
Yeah, this
Well, you
is going
saw
to
that-
affect our meat supply and everything.
You saw the video of the horses that piece of shit wedding place left to die, and then the bridal party went out and got him, right?
I think I heard something like that.
Yeah, there's a video of it.
Lake Lure apparently is the area that let on. Yeah, I think that sounds familiar.
Luray.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that's super haunted and you all can literally get pulled under the water and die in that place? Because it's
No, that's
being
Crystal
underground or
Lake.
something.
That's
No, Lake
That was
Lure.
everybody downstream.
Lake Lure is the place where they filmed. What's the Patrick Swayze movie about dancing? Dirty Dancing. So Lake Lure is the place where the resort from Dirty Dancing, the movie, was.
Oh.
That they filmed. That's Lake Lure. That's the fucking lake, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Damn,
Daniel. Anyway. Oh, chemical plant in Georgia just blew up. That's weird. I mean, this is about a week ago now,
Yeah.
but
That wasn't covered on the news a lot.
It's going to get worse, too, because Hurricane Milton's about to hit Florida this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, that plant that caught fire in Georgia, that was, I believe, was the pool chemicals, that they made pool chemicals, and it started because of a leaky fucking fire suppression system was leaking and dripped on chemicals that reacted negatively to water.
well, it's a good thing that I have to pass emissions for my car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I had
We're saving the environment.
The problem with those plants is you have to rewire everything all the time because just dry chlorine just sits there and eats copper and shit. So you have to keep rewiring shit all the time. Anybody that has maintenance work on a hotel that has a pool or something like that, I had to rewire those fucking Dectrons all the fucking time.
A
Let on
buddy of
Skill
mine,
says, yes, Lake Lure is said to be haunted because it's man-made and there are 2 towns still underwater from back then. There are churches, houses, and even a bridge underwater from way back. That's that's fucking cool, dude.
there's a
Yeah,
lake
they
down by Bryan, Texas, that was built on top of a couple old cemeteries, and a lot of unmarked graves were there. So when they were moving the cemetery and stuff, they obviously didn't get all the caskets and all the bodies and stuff, because there for a while after they built the lake, there would be bodies and caskets that would just come to the top of the water.
Dude, it's crazy that, like, if you had a house back in like 1850 or something, I don't know why I said it like that, and then they were like, oh, it's the 1850s, man, so we're gonna do some like improvement projects for America, which means you don't own this land anymore. Here's a little bit of money, and everything's gonna be under 100 feet of water in like a month. Like, fuck. It's just crazy. And they could do it again today, but they just don't do that anymore because I don't know. Why don't they do those major projects anymore? It seems like, except for in China. They do it in China all the time.
Because we're a failing nation.
Yeah.
I mean, like here, there's plenty of places like up and down the Colorado River where, like, hey, there's a really narrow spot right here that's held in by rock on all sides. But if we just like put a little bit of concrete and then put a little generator right here, boom, electricity, baby. But they're like, well, there's a spotted owl and a kind of gecko that lives in this part of the river, and we're going to totally just decimate their entire ecology, and I don't want to be responsible for that. Bro.
Chicks that talk like that should be thrown in a river.
And ate by geckos.
Yep.
Nice.
I hate that when you walk past somebody actually talking like that. You just want to smack their face on the fucking table.
It's that Valley Girl upspeed.
Look at this, dude. Let me make it big. Let me make it big for you.
I really don't think y'all understand how bad it
like,
is.
fuck, dude.
We have towns that don't exist anymore. Chimney Rock is gone. The city of Asheville is cut off from the world. This is not an exaggeration. All the bridges leading into the city have been washed away. They have no food, no power, no water, no internet, no cell service. They don't even have a radio. It's a complete like dead zone. No one knows what's going on in there. I don't think I'm being dramatic when I say that this is a Hurricane Katrina level event. There was a woman in my town who called for an ambulance, and the ambulance got stranded. And they were stranded for like 24 hours, and to my knowledge, the patient didn't make it. People are dying. They're still dying. I've been running the generator for the last 3 days, and we're starting to run out of gas. And this is on Highway 123 heading from Aisley to Greenville. And this was a 1 mile long line to get gas because they were the only people we knew around that had gas left. I got all the way to the end, and they were out. They had no gas. We checked every gas station in Pickens and Aisley and Liberty, nothing. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of gas. I tell you that much. Try to steal some from my car maybe to keep my food cold, but even then, I don't know. This is the I-40 bridge, from Tennessee to North Carolina. It's gone. It don't exist no more either. We have people dying out here. Man, we need help. We need help.
That shit's crazy, dude.
So as far as the lithium mines, a lot of them were so like generational homes, multi-generation.
Mm-hmm.
So they had contracts that they still had the mineral rights, which is why I think if the conspiracy theory holds, this is why this happened. Most land you buy today, you actually don't get the mineral rights with it. We bought
it doesn't convey.
Right, and that's for a reason. Those old contracts that they couldn't get those Appalachian fucking hill jacks off of there, dude. That's what they needed to do to get rid of it, because in a mass event like that, the government can reclaim the land when it's actually uninhabitable.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Well, and also because it's multi-generational, a lot of those people are poor. Like that was their inheritance was the house and the however many acres.
Yep.
And the house is gone and they can't afford to rebuild it. Like these people will have no option but to take whatever check they're offered by BlackRock or whoever.
Correct. It'll make them poor forever.
And almost all the residents of those towns were fighting against that lithium mine being reopened too.
Exactly. Because that would mean they all have to relocate. They can't afford to move. Well, now they have to.
I don't know if this is Let on Steel's house or if this is like his neighborhood or whatever, but he sent me these pictures. So here's a house, red house with a car, truck in front of it with a little side house attachment thing on the side here, right?
Holy shit. It even took the yard.
Damn.
Took the trees.
Yeah.
Took the pavement. Huh?
We knew that Ford was fucked, but goddamn. That's a good red house right there.
Somebody was saying they're going to have to reprint all the maps because the roads, there's no place to put a road in some places anymore.
Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it's changed the way the river flows and stuff.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's almost like when there's a giant flood, it changes the landscape very rapidly.
Weird.
Is that near Chimney Rocks? I've heard that place and some other places they just plan on bulldoze and bodies and
Yeah.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
Allowing
just-
other
well, they
people.
can't do the bodies thing. That's illegal. But
Well,
That's what I was
they
going to
said.
say
I know
about the death
they-
toll.
They shouldn't be able to, but you never know. They'll do whatever the fuck they're gonna do, anyways.
well, yeah, there might be like a deer or a cow. They're not going to give a fuck about that. They're going to throw that in the pothole and keep going. But you know,
I also
I don't know,
heard
I'm just
that
thinking,
there
though,
was
it's like-
like 3 or 4 refrigerator trucks full of fucking perished people, just dead people. They have them just thrown inside the trucks.
Like,
Well,
as
that's
bad
what
as
they
this
said.
is, in the scale of floods on the planet, this wouldn't even fucking show up on the. I mean, I guess it would show up in the local geological record. You could be like, oh, there was a little flood that happened. Look at this deposit. And like, they do like drill a core where all the fucking like trees where that picture was. Hold on, let me go back to it.
Wow. He was saying that's not his house. It's a house they rent every week that him and his wife go to every year, and it's gone. So they picked a good week not to be there.
Oh yeah, I've talked to Led about this quite a bit since it's happened. We talk a lot on Discord.
So like this area right here, this is where like all of the water kind of got like a fucking wider spot, was able to slow down and spread out. And all of the material that it was carrying with it, the soot and the mud and the trees and the logs and the houses, kind of like all got deposited here, right? Well, this is a micro scale of what happens during the giant floods that happened 12,000 years ago. And like there's fields of woolly mammoth bones where there's 10,000 woolly mammoths within a couple of acres of land because of like this phenomenon where everything just kind of like floats along and then it hits a spot where it kind of like gets to spread out and slow down and everything gets deposited. And this would show up on the geological record. But compared to the big floods that we've experienced as humans, this is fucking nothing, dude. This is tiny. This is a little local storm that made a little bit too much water. It's in the scale of floods, this is a minor flood, and it caused this much destruction.
Correct.
The new thinking is that the Grand Canyon basically was created in a weekend. Like it's crazy.
So hypothetical, how many people are going to start prepping a boat? And the issue with the boat is you cannot have a whole lot of weight. So how long could you make it on a boat with those you're going to go with?
I don't think you're going in a boat when it's like the flooding that was happening with the water moving as fast as it was with the debris in the water. You're going to get in a boat?
Yeah, I'm going to be on a pontoon, bro. I'm getting the fuck out of there.
No, you're going to go for high land. You're going to stay on dry land and go for the spot that's dry and high. You're not getting in a boat. Boat's
With my
fucking
boat.
death.
No way. I'm getting in a submarine.
With water that's moving like 30 miles an hour and crashing into fucking houses and bridges and trees.
It was just a hypothetical.
You get in a boat, you're a dead man. You're one of those fucking bodies that they're digging up with a fucking excavator right now. Those people were like, I'm going to get in my boat. Someone in there said
Noah had a boat, goddammit.
One of those people, at least, I guarantee, was like, don't worry, I've got a boat.
Noah's boat was also like several stories high and had no way to get out of it again.
Perfect.
That's so funny. Don't worry, bro. Let's hop in the boat.
It was an ark.
All the whitewater rafters made it, bro.
Oh, man.
Most of the videos I saw, like people were like, "Hey, that's kind of weird. What's that noise?" And then rush, Like nobody had any time to
Yeah.
even think.
Yeah, I
weren't
sent my
getting into
sister the one famous video for, I think it was Chimney Rock got wiped out there by that huge mudslide. And she was just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, there's some guy in a boat over here. He's like, oh, fuck, the bridge,
I really don't think y'all understand how.
Oh, don't worry. The bridge got taken out ahead of me. I'm fine because I'm in a boat.
I keep wanting to call that place Casterly Rock.
Wait, that's what it's about to be.
Eduardo says, I'm getting in a coffin now. I'm getting a coffin now.
Watching that video right there reminds me of the scene from Dante's Peak where they were crossing that big bridge that was taken out by the floodwater.
Well, that's an interesting phenomenon because, like, that happened at Mount St. Helens when St. Helens went off. At the very top of the mountain, since it's so high, it's covered with a good layer of ice, right?
Uh-huh.
And when the fucking volcano went off, basically all of that ice melted at the same time and created what's called a lahar, which is a Hawaiian word because it happens in Hawaii often enough that they have a word for it. And it's basically just like all of the ice melts at the same time and goes down the hillside and picks up a bunch of mud and debris and flows down with it and creates basically a huge layer of destruction that brought a whole bunch of trees into, I forget the name of the lake that's like a couple miles away from Mount St. Helen. But to this day, there's still a million fucking trees in this lake just floating. And you can walk out to the middle of the lake on top of these trees that fell down in 1980 from the lahar.
You like that word, don't you?
Lahar, because I know it. I got that shit.
Aero Precision sells a silencer called the Lahar. They're from Washington.
If you have a t-shirt, punch out, grab your stuff, go home. Let's get out of here.
So it's the Teamsters. Is that the same as the fucking dock workers? Teamsters?
Yes, that's them.
That's the same shit? Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Amazon Teamsters that were talking about walking off the job the other day, too.
Here's the.
All it's going to do is increase costs for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Here's the imported Utes in Colorado that they just arrested. Their immigration status is unknown. My fucking ass. Look at these guys.
How long till they back out on the street?
White.
Xavier Chavez, Lenin Melarguez, and Jaden Valerde. Yeah. These dudes are all fucking arrested as a motherfucker.
In connection with the shooting seen on the cell phone video for attempted first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, as well as other crimes. Shot.
That dude had a Keltec.
Boom.
Did they say how they found them? Because it didn't look like you could see any of their faces.
They posted their fucking videos on social media.
All of
on
them
their
do.
Facebook.
Jesus Christ.
There's literally Instagram.
So
entire
they're
Instagram channels of
bright
Boys.
criminals that buy high points.
Apparently, yeah, they're very intelligent.
They ought to be out
Whatever.
in 2 years.
I'm glad, bro. Like,
Maybe
yeah,
3
post your
max.
crimes online. Like, that's
that.
That's one time like
Maybe
the government's
3
really
max.
not fucking tracking you or like going after you specifically is when you go on Facebook and you say like, "Hey, watch me rob this guy." Right?
Yeah, right. Like, here's all the legal shit I'm doing right now. Catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, Lead on Steel's got a good point here. The problem up there is when even you are the best prepper, your whole house got washed away.
Exactly.
And if you had stuff buried or just somewhere else, good luck with that as well.
Right? Unless you had like a geolocator on it, you ain't never finding it.
Well, you got to have stuff. You can't have everything at your house. You have to have something somewhere.
Yeah, especially if you're in like a bad area that's prone for like tornadoes or high winds, hurricanes, mudslides, whatever. You have to have them different areas in case something like that happens.
There's got to be some guy in fucking Asheville or something who watches like Never Enough Ammo's videos or whoever and like has been doing prepping for the past 20 years and he's been stacking his rice and his fucking Spam and he's got his cans of fucking like his ammo cans and his guns and everything fucking set up and organized and cleaned and labeled and fucking dated and everything. And it's somewhere downriver now.
That would suck. That would be fucking painful.
But somebody will find his vacuum sealed Mossberg 500.
Yeah.
Yep.
Score.
Should we vacuum seal all the guns that sit in your safe and don't get used all the time?
It would be a good idea.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to do it to all your guns because you'd want to have something accessible that's not vacuum sealed for the bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't know. It wouldn't really help you in the case of a fire, but in case of a flood, you're golden, pony boy. I say your ammo, too. That's not a bad idea. Like the ammo that you have in storage rather than just putting it in storage.
Yeah, I have some
vacuum
vacuum
seal
sealed.
it in like 100-round packs and then put it in storage. That way, if
And
you
also-
get flooded, it's still fucking good.
Yeah, and it also
It's almost like NATO does that. They're called battle packs.
This is true.
What'd you
So
say,
also,
Leo?
no, I say it also seals.
Leo,
that
what'd you
plate.
say? Hey, Leo.
What a dick Honda is.
I'm just
No
doing,
shit.
I'm doing what you guys do to me all the goddamn time. Sorry, Leo. Go ahead.
Oh, you were trying to
Yep.
make a joke? Oh,
Yeah.
right. I didn't even realize it at first. I'm like, what?
He's legit pissed off. He's
Right.
angry.
Right, I'm like, what? What's going on?
What were you gonna say though? I'm sorry. I feel like a dick now.
No, what the fuck was I was gonna say? No, what I was gonna say also. I've heard you're supposed to wrap it in wax paper because like the plastic sweats still, so you might get rust.
No, it's called a condom.
So before you vacuum seal it, you should wrap it in wax.
No, you
paper.
shouldn't vacuum seal it or wrap it in wax paper. You should cover it up with a latex condom before you put it inside of a woman, Leo.
This is true.
Okay.
Unless you're in a steady relationship, in which case it's up to you.
Double glove.
They say you're not supposed to double glove because the condoms rub together and then they have a higher chance of them both breaking.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So if you
Just
double
use
glove,
the A method. Anal or abstinence, neither one makes a baby.
Just raw dog everything.
yeah,
If it's not worth raw dogging, should you be in it in the first place?
leave it to Jesus. Dump your load inside.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
Spread your
terrible
seed.
advice for the internet. There's too
Yeah,
many
that-
stupid
That's
people out
fucked
here.
up to say.
Dump it in as many
Over
girls
the
as you
tonsils,
can,
not under the ovaries.
and
There
make sure
you
to
go.
not make sure to give them a fake phone number.
Don't be a dummy. Come on her tummy. That is the life advice for tonight.
Because if they can get a hold of you, they can make you pay child support.
Oh my god. You're a bad person.
How many illegitimate children might you have?
0.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Leo.
I
Don't
mean,
worry,
unless
Leo.
like my drain or my washing machine can get pregnant, then we have a lot of pregnant washing machines and drains out there. Okay, like our plumbing system is about to shit out babies.
You
I have
just
one for
nut in all your customers' appliances.
Before I go, here's a little muffin top gravy. See you later.
Been a long
Thanks.
day.
Don't worry, I
Muffin
don't
needs
need
to
a tip.
unload.
Every addict I've been in's a little saltier. Every
That's
crawl
why that
space
lady was
is
trying to give you $100.
Oh,
It helps
God,
with
that
the
shit was good.
insulation. Sticks it to the wall better.
Are you licking
you-
the attic every time you go in there?
What? No, it's salty regardless. You're sweating your dick off. It's like 140 degrees in an average attic, dude.
Can you imagine trying to rub one out and you get some fucking fiberglass on that thing?
Oh my!
No, dude. I know we know a guy. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there.
That's
Oh Jesus! Nope,
The
nope.
forbidden
You don't
Christmas
stop
tree.
there.
You started. You gotta finish that story.
You gotta.
You ever
finish
do
that
those
thought.
weird dares where you pay some dude to like jerk it with some icy hot or some shit?
No.
Okay, well we got down to
No.
where this guy was fucking insulate. He fucked an insulation roll, so it's a good time. It wasn't me, thank God, but yeah, I feel bad for that dude.
Yeah, sure. It was a
Wait, who had to confirm that he fucked the installation?
I mean,
You watched him do this?
there was people there. I
So
did not.
You.
I
him
watched
do
the
this.
guy jerk it with icy hot. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Man, fucking Nebraska's got some.
Hey man,
y'all are third off in Nebraska.
Y'all need to hang out with football players more often. You guys' high school experiences were fucking lame.
Do you guys have the internet or like...
No, not back then. We were really trying to come up with some shit to entertain ourselves.
Yeah, it seems like you were grasping for straws there, is what I would say.
Well, there was some grasping involved, yes, but it was not by eye.
Gay.
I mean, if
I
this
have
was
lived
Ray,
a fuller life.
If this was Ray
can't
telling
just-
me this, I would be like, you know what, that makes sense. You
You know what? You guys just need to hang out. You need to be part of a brotherhood. Okay?
He was grasping for something.
You couldn't go couch up like normal people.
Ray talking about gaping some dudes inside of a bathroom or something. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
All right. Well, we didn't do that.
Tactical Muffin Top talking about gaping some dudes.
No. Insulation and icy hot jerking. Pay attention. The guy with the icy hot got it made because we bought the icy hot for him, and he made $20 because somebody felt really bad for him.
And that was just his Friday night.
No, that was a Thursday.
But you watched it.
Well, yeah, but back to back, so it's not gay.
Eduardo said that he's Ray 2.0.
I mean, if the tactical
Obviously, you guys don't hang out with Marines and Army guys, because
if Tactical Muffin Top shows up in a dress, we're gonna have to ask you to leave the chat. So sorry.
Don't worry, I don't have a ceiling fan. It's fine.
If you start making knives in your spare time,
no, that's gay.
And I've heard of stuff like that. I've heard of stuff like that for guys like driving transport trucks and stuff to stay awake. But I hadn't heard of a guy doing that to make $20.
Wait, do what to stay awake?
What's happening to your transport trucks?
No, like in Iraq and stuff. Like the dudes would
It basically was hazing each other, okay? It was like high school hazing. We were just fucking being dumbass kids. I had to
got to go.
Dude, all right, I was running
dumbass
through a
gay
cornfield.
kids.
No, I was running through a cornfield and I ran. It was nighttime and I cut the fuck out of my leg with barbed wire. I have a giant J on my fucking the front of my leg. I had to like limp back and get stitches and shit. It was fucking terrible.
Did you get a tetanus shot?
Yeah, I had to go
Spread
get a
some
tetanus
icy
shot.
hot on it and been done with it.
No, dude, I was bleeding something fucking fierce. Like it almost hit my sack. It hit like I have a big scar right up by my fucking thigh where my fucking nutsack is, dude. I got cut everywhere. So I didn't have to drink with icy hot because I had to go to the hospital. Anyway, you guys should have more fun. That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure we all have fun, just not gay fun.
Hey, man. If you haven't dumped a 5-gallon bucket of ice water on some dude taking a shit after a football game, are you even a man?
I'm speechless now. I don't know what to say anymore.
Just saying.
Okay. Tactical Muffin Top shall be hereby known as Ray.
No. This is not happening.
You were one Ray away.
No.
You've earned one Ray.
If this is how it's going to be, we can no longer have any fun.
The other Ray is up to you, whether you shall add it to your name or not.
I think you guys live sheltered lives.
Don't ask, don't
No
tell.
wonder y'all watch so many fucking movies. You had nothing going on. God damn.
No, well, okay. Me watching the amount of movies that I've watched is nothing compared to the amount of movies that Never Enough Ammo has watched.
Yeah, I don't know where that guy finds the time to watch that much shit. Jesus Christ.
Well, I think he does like the work from home jobs that he can like watch a movie while he's doing or something. I don't know, dude. Like that's the only way it makes sense is if you're like getting paid to do it 8 hours a day.
He's getting like a solid 16 hours a day worth of movie watching in.
He's watching it like 1.5 speed or something.
Fucking Stephen Carroll super chat.
Tactical Ray Top.
First off, it was one Ray. Second off, why the fuck does he get the $2 and not me, Stephen Carroll? This is
Tactical
horseshit.
Ray Top. Okay, it's just Tactical Ray Top. Got it.
No.
Tactical Ray Bottom.
Tactical Ray Bottom.
All right, it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go to bed now. I was gonna go to bed early, but fucking somebody made me get in this stupid ass chat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a nice strike move.
This is why Night Strike doesn't hang out with you guys anymore.
I'm sorry, Night Strike.
Our God has abandoned us.
Is he okay?
You guys were
Just listen to
dicks.
hits on there or not?
Tactical Ray Strike top. Ray Strike bottom.
Dagger nut.
Good question, Ohio.
Calhoun says, read my last chat. Lived a sheltered life equals not having a dick in your ass because you're bored, according to Tactical Muffin Top, a.k.a. Tactical Ray Bottom.
That is nothing like what I said. Jesus Christ. That's not even half of what I said.
Y'all are stretching it a little.
Yeah, it was a stretch.
Escaping it.
Tactical Ray Bottom.
What if I tell you can
This
have?
is why I hang out with Wired Titan. Those guys. You guys are fucking gay.
It's only funny because you get upset about it. If you weren't upset, it wouldn't be funny.
I'm just having
as
fun
funny.
with
It would
you
still be
guys. I'm
fucking
having
funny.
a good-
Actually,
I'm
it'd be
having a good
hilarious.
time. You guys are a lot of fun. Sometimes things are taken too far. Sometimes it's taken too far by me, but that's okay.
Respect your elders.
Yeah, you are still a fetus comparatively. Like I could literally be your father. How old are you?
I'm 32. Daddy!
Okay, I would have been like 10, so maybe not. Although, could you?
I don't know.
What is the youngest?
I don't know all the
Oh, that's
hazing
what
you talked
happens.
about you were doing to the freshmen and shit up in your high school. What's going on over there?
What?
Oh yeah, you're like, oh, I got to be a dick, and then by the time I got to be a senior, I couldn't be a mega dick.
What?
Don't act like what. You have multiple chats saying you couldn't wait to haze kids. You would have made school shooters back in the day, Honda, if it was in
No,
today's
we
world.
would have prevented school shooters by indoctrinating people and making them feel like they were part of something by being hazed and like in a fun and camaraderie, like I don't know what the word is. With camaraderie, we would have brought them into the fold by making them do ridiculous things that didn't hurt a single person ever.
Well,
In fact,
we made
the
one
only
guy
people
eat a
who were
cow
upset
turd
about
that was
hazing
fresh.
were the kids who didn't get hazed because they were jealous because they didn't get the attention from the upperclassmen because they were fucking weirdo losers.
Oh, did you make him eat cow shit?
No.
Yeah, we did. We're dicks.
I never got to do anything like that because if we had hazed someone when I was old enough to haze someone, we got expelled for it.
You're trying to tell me you never ever had somebody hop into a fucking bullpen with an airsoft gun and shoot a young bull in the nutsack and try to run outside the fence before he got mauled?
No.
All right, well, I did that. You guys don't live dangerous enough.
Kowloon said to you, Tactical Muff Top, he says you can't out-gay this group.
Speaking of school S's, have you seen the new retrospective study or whatever saying that there's correlation between like suppressed homosexuality or trans stuff and all these notable school shooters?
Is that why Tim Waltz is friends with them?
Probably.
Yeah, you want to know what happens in Nebraska? Look at what Tim Walz got fucking dared to do, bro. You know this story?
That was in Nebraska?
Yeah, he's from Nebraska.
Okay, now that makes fucking perfect sense. That makes exact sense right there. That makes nickels and dimes and pennies. Exactly.
See what I'm doing? Not gay. What he's doing? Like mega bestiality gay. See, I'm fucking good.
I'm just watching dudes whack off. I don't know why everyone says I'm gay.
Oh, like you haven't seen a dick in porn. Come on now, Honda. You're stretching it a little bit.
Not
Yeah, when
much.
Honda went to school, the
I
football
mean, I
players
was-
showered together.
Bullshit.
I was closer to the facts than CNN gets. Anyway.
Kofa gets
Well, shit, this chat has officially gone off the rails. And,
You're welcome. I did my best.
and up the bowl, as it were. So
Coldfoot says, can we disown him?
He's talking about Walls. He's from Nebraska as well.
Oh.
Well,
Coldfoot's in
it's
my
been
mag.
fun,
He
boys,
can't
but I
disown
think
me.
it's time to go ahead and call it a night. On that note, on the Tim Waltz drinking horse semen and having to have his stomach pumped from the horse semen that he drank from
On a
Practical
quote-unquote
Muffin,
dare?
Practical Ray Bottom's fucking horse. I'm assuming is where it came from.
That's fucking disgusting.
He said it was salty yet sweet.
He drank enough to have his stomach pumped.
Well, I don't know if you'd go home and say, "Hey, Dad, I drink horse semen." If your dad wouldn't take you to get your stomach pumped, he might just assume you're gay now.
I'm just saying, bro. Like a shot glass. Like, there's no point. You pump your stomach. You can't even tell that it's in there.
This would have been a great Gay Frogs chat.
Knowing Walt, he probably drank it straight from the hose.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
So next time I have R on his stream, his dad on the side, he breeds horses, so he jacks off horses. So it's a lot of fun.
You make a lot of money jacking those horses off, man.
Oh, I know he did.
Those horse jackers are, they got something figured
Walk
out.
perfection.
Well, at least he didn't do it with Icy Hot.
Yeah, these are some thoroughbred horse racing around here is a really big fucking thing.
I'd consider
there's-
jacking a horse off for the right price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you
What would be
can
the price?
for $20 you could jack it with Icy Hot and get a free thing Icy Hot at when you're
I don't
done.
know. Like, how many horses a week are we talking?
Like he goes to a really rich fucking horse farm and does like one horse a month, and then he doesn't have to work the rest of the month.
I'd say $10,000.
It's more than $10,000.
Yeah, I'd say like as a starting
10 grand a load.
10 grand a load. I would do it for 10 G's a load.
Well, I'll tell you, he was pulling six figures jacking off horses, so
Jesus Christ.
you might as well just start jacking everything off for that kind
I
of
don't think you actually have to supply the hand. They have like a
Yeah, you
horse
have like,
version.
yeah,
They have a
got
horse
like a
version of whatever Leo uses.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a horse
What?
fleshlight you just slap on and it pumps it out. But you gotta like grab it and shove it in there.
Let's not make this about me. Just
We're grabbing you and shoving it in, Leo. It's fine.
I was really wondering recently why I can't get any sponsors for this show.
You can get the sex toy sponsorship, no problem.
At this point, I think it's blatantly obvious why. But
That dude on a first date, and she asked him, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I jack off horses for a living." Bye.
She's like, "Wow, you have a lot of money." He's like, "I know, right? I work like 6 days a year."
yeah, you need a new panel.
yeah, I think I might need a new YouTube channel, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just start over, bro. Start anew. This one's tainted.
Yeah, he's gonna do his new horse jacking off channel.
Too late now. We're gonna go start learning how to jack horses and
Honda starts a new
fucking
channel.
make some real money. Get that
do it
horse
for minimum
jacking
wage.
money.
Yes,
you know
I
what
tell you what, when you get a cattle glove on, you know what you're doing is gonna be dirty. Okay,
horse jacking, bro.
going all the way up to your shoulder, up something's ass.
I know
Yeah,
they got to
well,
be
I
an
mean-
episode.
Yeah,
30
pulling out a calf. You're going in there, pulling that bad boy out, but you got to go shoulder deep first. Just saying.
No, that's a little giving
6 figures, baby.
birth and cow is a little different than jacking off a horse.
6 fucking figures.
Yeah, it's keeping that calf alive, and it's going to be delicious steak when you're done.
All right, everyone, shut the fuck up. We're out, y'all. Deuces, y'all. Shall not pee in fridge. Trooper to shop and knob to pressure. Bad to calf care. Prick the troops. Oh,
And don't jack
added
off
this. I added this and we never even played it. Oh, that makes me mad. Hold on.
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Yeah, put some respect on my name.
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Can't hear it. Can't
Respect
hear it.
on my name. You can't hear it?
Yeah, the audio wasn't playing.
I fucking hate everything. All right, good night, everybody.
I can hear it, but you can't hear the respect.
You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Oh, there
Put
it
some
is.
respect.
Put some respect. Respect on it.
Gotta get that respect. All right, y'all. Laters.
It lawfully has your new channel name.